Eva Longoria joins Dora. James Gunn developing a horror film. And Sony also has a Christmas horror film coming out. All this and more on Movie Emporium's News of the Day. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Movie Emporium's News of the Day for August 21st, 2018, where we take stories from around the world of movies, break them down, and tell you about them one by one. If you like what you see, always remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel, check out Audio Boom, Facebook, and Twitter. But with that, before we actually get started, I just want to apologize for yesterday. I did say I was going to do a story about Kevin Spacey, but because of how long the show was running, I unfortunately cut it out, and I didn't think about it when I introed it in the beginning. So what I was going to do is, instead of, because of what happened yesterday, I was just going to go ahead and put it in today's show. So I just want to give you a heads up on that. So I do apologize, but with that, we'll go ahead and make that our first news story. So we have Kevin Spacey, okay? We all know what he's done. He's a disgusting human being. He should literally retire from acting, take his money, and leave. I don't know why he's still acting. I'm glad that they got rid of him for the House of Cards TV series. I'm glad that that's over with. So a movie released called Billionaire Boys Club, and I don't know why this movie got made. I don't know why he's in it. Maybe this is a movie that was on the shelf for a while. So the news story is basically Ansel, Elgort, and Taron Egerton were in a movie called Billionaire Boys Club with Kevin Spacey. The movie literally bombed. I mean, it was as big of a bomb for a movie that with Kevin Spacey and these two actors, Ansel Elgort and Taron Egerton, as you can get. For instance, $618. I know movie is an art form. I know people should be forgiving. But the fact that it made even $618 million, I'm questioning why people even decided to go see the movie. Maybe people are curious. Maybe people just want to forgive Kevin Spacey, which I hope they never do, because the situations that he put himself in. It's the same thing with Bryan Singer and Harvey Weinstein. It's just these people should stop making movies. If they have done what they said, what has been accused of them, then stop making movies. But I'm just kind of happy the movie bombed. I'm not happy for Elgort and Taron Egerton, because they're amazing actors who are up and coming. Ansel Elgort was in Baby Driver, which is now kind of marred because of Kevin Spacey being in it. And Taron Egerton is in, the Kingsman movies. But I guess I just have a problem with movies even coming out. And I guess I'm glad to see this movie bomb, because I'm just hoping Kevin Spacey just disappears and it just goes somewhere and it's never heard from again, because they're despicable human beings. They don't deserve our money. The fact that it made $618 is unacceptable in my book. It sucks to see your favorite celebrities, your favorite actors, directors end up being like this, but I think what happened with Louis C.K., they shelved his latest project because nobody wants anything to do with it anymore because of how despicable he is. And it's like this should have never been released. This shouldn't even be a news story. This should be a movie that you find at a bargain bin somewhere, just never to be heard from again. So it's a shame, because this movie probably could have made a lot of money, or not a lot of money. It could have made decent independent style money, made like $20 million and so forth. But as it shows in the article, it made $618, which is how much it's less than I pay in rent. So, whatever. But I just wanted to share that news story because it just shows that he's still making movies instead of just being retired. So, and our next news story is Sony has been developing with Platinum Dunes a Christmas horror movie, which I think is pretty awesome. We don't get a lot of horror films set during Christmas. I think we've gotten a few, maybe Black Christmas, and then we got Krampus. But according to ComingSoon.net, Patrick Melton and Marcus Dunstan are working on a movie that is going to be set during Christmas, but is going to be in the vein of I Know What You Did Last Summer and Scream. So I enjoy Christmas horror films. I think they're fun. I think they go out of the norm of being a Halloween movie or being a summer movie where horror films are usually set. So The idea, what's going to happen, nobody knows because there's nothing reported about exactly what this movie's going to be about. But the fact that they said it's going to be in the vein of I Know You Did Last Summer and Scream, I think could be really fun because, you know, those films are about killers. You don't know who they are until the very end. So, I mean, we could have a really cool horror film that could involve, like, Santa Claus. I know Black Christmas kind of involves Santa Claus, but the idea of, you know, during a time when it's supposed to be joyous and exciting, and instead you have a horror slasher film, it could be cool. The only problem, because it's Platinum Dunes, and because it's the writers of Saw and The Collector, means it could be terrible. There's no way if ands and buts about it. It could be pretty bad. I mean, The Collector was really bad. Most of the Saw movies were really bad, even though I went to see them. So it's not saying that this movie's gonna be bad, but you got to be a little bit hesitant just to go into it because it could be cool. It could be terrible. I know some people who did like The Collector, so I mean that's not saying that they're bad writers. I mean I'm not a great writer, so you know at least they're getting work. So I have to give more power to them. Plus, they're working on scary stories to tell in the dark with Guillermo del Toro. So maybe we'll see. Like I said, it's an interesting premise to go off of those two movies to make it a Christmas horror film. So we'll see. It could be cool. It's not gonna come out this year, but I mean, I interested. I'll probably still check the trailer out when it comes out. So, but with our next news story, so Paramount is coming out with a Dora the Explorer live action movie. And I'm not real familiar with Dora the Explorer. I heard it was really popular. It's about a Spanish girl who basically explores the world, telling you about it. She has a little backpack that talks to you, a map that also talks to you. It was a really popular kids show in the early 90s or 2000s, somewhere in that time frame. Paramount's doing a live action movie. James Bobbin, who you might remember from doing stuff like Flight of the Conchords and the Muppet movie, is going to be directing it. It also stars Isabel Moner, who you might remember from Sicario, Day of the Soldado, and Transformers, I think The Last Night or something like that. She's playing Dora, and they're making it live action, which is interesting. I think it would have been cooler as an animated movie because the TV show was animated, but they've cast a new role, and they've cast Eva Longoria as Dora's mom. And like I said, I don't know the show very well. I know there's a talking monkey, so there's probably gonna be live action animated elements in it. But this is a really interesting project. Just the fact they're making it live action, you know, live action based off animated movies never really work well. You know, I know James Bobbin is a very talented director, but when you put like people like Eva Longoria, who's a very talented actress, and you have Isabel Moner in this movie, and you make it live action, it's just like, I don't know. I hope it's good. I mean, I hope the people out there are looking forward to it that love Dora the Explorer. At least it'll probably be popular with the kids because James Baldwin knows how to write for kids with the Muppets. But I'm just like, I don't know. You've seen Marmaduke, you've seen Alvin and the Chipmunks. This stuff never really works out. And I don't think it's going to work out for Dora the Explorer. I could be wrong. I've been wrong many times in the past, but, you know, it could be cool. I don't know. Eva Longoria, who you know from Desperate Housewives, like I said, she's a very talented actress. She knows what she's doing. It's cool to see that she's going to be in a movie like this. She gives it a little bit of, you know, credence and so on and so forth. But, you know, what do you guys think about this story? Do you think you enjoy it? Do you not enjoy it? Do you think the Muppet movie was good? What do you think about like Marmaduke and stuff like that? But with that, that's pretty much it on the story. You know, good luck to the cast of this movie. Hopefully it succeeds. We always want these movies to succeed for more movies to come out. So, but with that, we'll go ahead and move on to our next story. This isn't really a story as more of an interesting take on Mission Impossible, the franchise. So Ving Rhames has been doing these movies for a long time. He's Luther Stickle. He's been in every single movie. He's like the right-hand man to Ethan Hunt's character. First, he was not because, you know, in the first movie they kind of had the setup, but throughout the series they become good friends. He's always had good advice for him. He's always been there for him. He didn't show up as much in Ghost Protocol, but he was still there as like a talking member of the group. He comes out with a quote about Tom Cruise and his, you know, stunt work, and I just want to read the article, or read the quote, and kind of give you an idea of what's going on. And this is from Eric Eisenberg of Cinema Blend. Ving Rhames was asked about Mission Impossible as a series, and he wrote, "As I was in Los Angeles getting ready to go to London, when Tom broke his ankle, I'm sorry he got injured, but director Christopher McQuarrie got more time to work on the script and I stayed home. Tom's getting old now. I know he loves doing his own stunts, but as a friend, after we get the close up, maybe we should let the stunt guy do it. Maybe. So, like I said, it's not really a news story. It's an interesting article in the fact that Ving Rhames sees that Tom Cruise is getting older and he believes maybe he shouldn't be doing the things he's doing. But I don't know. It's an interesting take on it because Tom Cruise, who's known for doing his own stunts, especially in the Mission Impossible franchise, is getting to a point where, he's breaking his ankle and he's getting injured, and maybe it is time for him to give up the idea of doing stunt work, because stunt work's a very dangerous, I think, very, very dangerous thing. I think he has like $1 million policy just on him. And it's going to get to a point where he's going to get so injured that he is indeed going to like physically hurt himself. He's not going to be able to do what he's going to do in the future. But it's also fun to see that he's actually doing the stunts, because you don't get actors doing their own stunts. And I don't know, I'm kind of conflicted. I kind of agree with what he's saying. He is getting older. He can't do the things he used to be able to do. But when you see stuff like Mission Impossible Fallout, or you see stuff like Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol, or you see Jack Reacher, the guy really can still do things that no person can do. He's like superhuman. I'm interested to see what he's going to do in Top Gun, because, is he going to fly planes in this movie? I mean, what is he going to do? But I understand where Ving Rhames' concern is. I understand what he says. I just don't know if Tom Cruise is one of those people that will ever give up, the action film. I mean, maybe when he's like 70 or 80. But right now, I think he's on the top of his game. So, like I said, what do you guys think about that? Do you agree with Ving Rhames? Do you not agree with Ving Rhames? Do you think he should, give up the stunt work because he broke his ankle? I don't know. Tell me what you think below. But with that, we'll move on to our next story, which is... So, we all know about James Gunn. I keep bringing it up, but it keeps being a story about James Gunn. He was fired right after Comic-Con, or right before Comic-Con. He was going to do Guardians of the Galaxy 3. So, I keep leading into this story because stories keep leading off of it. And there's an interesting story about, I guess James Gunn had posted a tweet about something he was doing that was going to be in Hall H. It looked, didn't look like anything Guardians of the Galaxy related, but it looked like a horror film. And so it was reported from Screen Rant, from Mansoor Mithawala, sorry if I mispronounced that James Gunn is in fact doing a horror film, which is cool because he's done stuff like Slither. He wrote the Belko Experiment. So him doing horror, I mean, he wrote Dawn of the Dead remake. So I mean, he knows how to write horror, and of course he was part of Trauma. But according to what has been reported, a secret film was filmed in between the Guardians of the Galaxy movies that James Gunn had directed, which nobody knows anything about it, but people were like saying, oh, it could be Bloodborne, or it could be this, or it could be that. So the fact that James Gunn possibly had created a horror film that was going to release in November is awesome. I mean, anything that James Gunn does, I'm looking forward to. The guy knows how to write horror. He does it with a pretty good depth to him. But like I said, I'm really looking forward to this. Whether it actually releases in November, whether this is actually a legit story, I believe it's legit because it's been reported. Who knows? But, with everything that happened with Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, this could be a good step to him kind of rebounding from everything that's happened. And this movie could actually have a lot more pull because, a lot of people have a lot of respect for him and are pulling for him to be, to rebound, basically. That's the easiest way to put it. But I'm looking forward to this. I think it's cool. I think the fact that James Gunn's going back to horror, I don't know. I'm looking forward to it. What do you guys think? Comment below, let us know. But that's pretty much it on the story. Like I said, it's supposed to come out in November. I think they were going to announce something in Hall H during Comic-Con. But with all the fiasco of everything that happened with Guardians, we still know nothing about it. But I'm sure we'll see a trailer soon. So when there's a trailer, I'll probably do a review on it. So, But with that, we'll go ahead and move on to our last story, which is... So this is a really cool story. Japan is known for their horror films. They make a lot of fun, interesting horror films. They're known for doing weird, creative stuff, but this is a story I thought was interesting, and it's in Hollywood Reporter. So this film it's called One Cut of the Dead. It's a Japanese horror film that cost $25,000 to make. So we're talking about like Clerks style money making, really cheap budget making. And so apparently it's getting like really great buzz, and it's done really well. It's done like 250 times its budget, which after everything's said and done is made about like $3 million. Or, I mean, it's crazy. I'm actually looking at the report, and it's apparently a single take. It's only 37 minutes long, so it's a short. But this story is really cool in the fact that somebody created a really cheap movie, and not only has it gained traction, but it's gained an audience, and it's gained money. And you don't see a lot of this stuff anymore because you see like $10 million indie budgets or, $300 million super budgets. And the fact that we got something like this that comes out of a country that's known for their creative Japanese movies, like The Grudge and Rings and so on and so forth, it's a really cool story. It's kind of a little bit heartwarming, I guess, because, you don't see a lot of stories like this. But, I just wanted to show this to you guys because you probably haven't heard about it. And like I said, I didn't really hear about it until I read about it this morning, but I wanted to share it with you guys. I think it's an awesome story. Like I said, it's made a lot of money for something that cost $25,000. So, but that's pretty much it on the story. And like I said, there's not a whole lot to talk about today. But with that, thank you so much for checking out our movie news of the day for August 21st, 2018. If you like what you see, of course, remember to rate, subscribe, check out us on YouTube, Audio Boom, Facebook, and Twitter. Also, email us at endlapolo113@gmail.com. Like I said, as always, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for checking out our content. It really does mean a lot to us. We do work hard on making sure you guys get something at least once a day. So, but with that, as always, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.